Why some men create instant connection without trying. Psychology of attraction. Assalamu alaikum, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to change the way you think about attraction, confidence, and emotional connection. Because most men believe attraction is created by perfect looks, perfect words, or perfect timing. But that's not true. The truth is, most attraction is emotional. And emotional attraction is created long before a relationship ever becomes serious. It happens in the small moments, the pauses, the eye contact, the feeling someone gets when they're around you. And here's something almost nobody talks about. Many men unknowingly destroy attraction because they focus too much on impressing instead of connecting. They try to say the perfect thing. They try to look confident every second. They try too hard to avoid mistakes. But the harder they try to force attraction, the more unnatural they become. And people can feel that, especially women. Because attraction is not just about words. It's about emotional energy. It's about whether someone feels relaxed, understood, comfortable, and emotionally safe around you. And in today's video, I'm going to show you the psychological behaviors that naturally create emotional connection without manipulation, without pretending to be someone else, and without chasing validation. Because real attraction is not forced, it's felt. Now, before we go deeper, understand this. Most people don't lose attraction because of one big mistake. They lose attraction because of emotional pressure. Pressure kills connection. When someone feels judged, rushed, controlled, or emotionally overwhelmed, they slowly pull away. And most men don't even realize they're creating this pressure. Sometimes it happens through nervous energy, sometimes through over-texting, sometimes through trying too hard to impress, and sometimes through constantly seeking reassurance. But emotionally attractive people do something different. They create calmness, they create comfort, they create emotional freedom, and that changes everything. The first principle: stop performing. Here's the first psychological shift: stop performing. Most men enter conversations trying to prove their value. They want to appear smarter, funnier, more successful, more interesting. But genuine connection rarely happens when someone is performing. Connection happens when someone feels emotionally present. Think about the people you naturally enjoy being around. Usually they are not the loudest people, not the most perfect people, not the richest people. They're the people who make interactions feel easy, and psychologically, that ease creates emotional safety. When someone feels emotionally safe around you, they stop analyzing every word. They stop feeling pressure. They become more open, and openness is the beginning of attraction. Now, this does not mean you become passive or boring. It means you stop treating every conversation like an interview. Instead of trying to impress someone, focus on understanding them. Instead of trying to win approval, focus on creating comfort. That emotional shift changes your entire energy, and people notice it immediately. Why calm confidence feels attractive. Now let's talk about something extremely important: calm confidence. Not fake confidence, not arrogant confidence, real calmness. Most people think confidence means dominating every interaction, but psychologically, true confidence is emotional stability. It's the ability to stay relaxed without constantly needing validation. It's being comfortable even when moments become quiet, because insecure people fear silence. Confident people are comfortable with it. And silence is powerful. Why? Because silence creates emotional tension. It gives people space to feel the interaction instead of just hearing words. Most men talk too much when they're nervous. They over-explain, they over-joke, they rush. But emotionally grounded people slow down. They pause before speaking. They listen carefully. They respond instead of reacting. And this creates a completely different emotional experience. The other person starts feeling calm too. Because emotions are contagious. When your energy is rushed, anxious, or needy, people subconsciously absorb it. But when your energy feels grounded, people relax around you. And relaxed emotions create stronger connection. The psychology of eye contact. Now let's go deeper. Eye contact. Most men completely misunderstand eye contact. They either avoid it because they feel nervous, or they force intense eye contact trying to look dominant. But real attraction is not created through intimidation. It's created through emotional presence. Healthy eye contact communicates three things: attention, confidence, and emotional interest. When someone feels truly seen during a conversation, they naturally feel more connected. Because deep down, every person wants to feel understood. This is why distracted behavior destroys attraction. Checking your phone constantly, looking around the room, interrupting, all of these behaviors subconsciously communicate disinterest. But when you listen carefully and stay fully engaged in the moment, people feel important around you. And people naturally move toward environments where they feel emotionally valued. That's human psychology. The biggest mistake most men make. Now here's the mistake that quietly ruins attraction for many men: trying to force emotional outcomes. The moment someone becomes obsessed with getting a certain response, they stop acting naturally. They become outcome-focused. And outcome-focused energy creates pressure. For example, if every interaction becomes about getting attention, getting approval, or getting a relationship, the conversation stops feeling natural. It starts feeling heavy. But emotionally intelligent people focus on the experience instead of the outcome. They enjoy the conversation itself. They enjoy learning about the other person. They enjoy the moment. And ironically, that relaxed energy often creates stronger attraction. Because nobody likes feeling emotionally cornered. People like feeling emotionally free. The power of emotional curiosity. Now let's talk about another psychological secret: curiosity. Most people remember how conversations made them feel more than what was actually said, and emotionally attractive people know how to create curiosity, not by acting mysterious all the time, but by revealing themselves naturally instead of all at once. Many men overshare too quickly because they want fast closeness, but emotional connection builds gradually. Healthy attraction grows through layers, through shared moments, through emotional consistency, through trust. This is why patience is attractive. When someone feels emotionally patient, they appear emotionally secure. And emotional security is calming. Now understand this carefully. Patience does not mean pretending not to care. It means allowing connection to develop naturally without forcing intensity, because forced intensity often burns out quickly. But emotional pacing creates stability, and stable emotions create deeper connection. Why listening is more attractive than talking. Here's another truth most men ignore. People are emotionally drawn toward those who make them feel heard, not those who constantly try to dominate conversations. Good listening is rare today. Most people listen just enough to reply. They don't actually absorb what the other person is feeling. But when someone feels genuinely understood, emotional walls begin to drop. Psychologists often call this emotional validation, not agreeing with everything someone says, but understanding the emotion behind their words. And emotionally mature people are extremely good at this. For example, instead of instantly giving advice, they first acknowledge feelings. Instead of judging emotions, they create comfort, and comfort creates trust. Now, here's the interesting part. Trust increases attraction far more than most men realize, because emotional trust creates emotional openness, and openness creates closeness. The difference between neediness and interest. Now let's discuss something important: neediness, because many people confuse interest with neediness. Showing interest is healthy, but constantly seeking reassurance is emotionally draining. There's a psychological difference. Interested people appreciate connection. Needy people depend on connection for emotional stability, and people can feel this difference. Emotionally balanced people enjoy attention, but they don't emotionally collapse without it. That emotional independence feels attractive because it communicates self-respect. Now, this does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean ignoring messages for games. And it definitely does not mean pretending not to care. It simply means maintaining emotional balance, because emotional desperation creates pressure, and pressure weakens attraction. Why emotional consistency matters. Now, here's a psychological principle that changes relationships completely. Consistency creates safety. One of the fastest ways to damage emotional connection is unpredictable behavior. Being warm one day and distant the next. Being kind in private but different around others. Making promises and not following through. All of this damages trust. But emotionally mature people are consistent. Their behavior matches their words. Their energy feels stable. And stability is emotionally calming. This is why many people feel deeply attached to emotionally reliable individuals, because emotional reliability reduces anxiety, and reduced anxiety allows attraction to grow naturally. The psychology of emotional energy. Now let's talk about emotional energy. Every interaction has emotional energy. Some people drain energy, some people calm energy, and some people elevate energy. Emotionally attractive people usually create positive emotional experiences, not fake positivity, not nonstop excitement, but emotional balance. They know when to joke, when to listen, when to stay calm, when to be serious. And emotionally intelligent communication feels natural because it adapts to the moment. This is why social awareness matters. People who only focus on themselves often miss emotional signals completely, but people who pay attention notice small shifts, tone changes, body language, energy shifts. And when you understand emotional timing, your interactions become smoother. The final secret most men never learn. Now, here's the final lesson. The strongest attraction often comes from emotional authenticity, not pretending to be perfect, not copying someone else's personality, not acting like a character. Real connection happens when someone feels emotionally genuine, because fake confidence eventually collapses, but authenticity feels stable, and stability builds trust. So instead of asking yourself, how do I make people like me? Ask yourself, how do I become emotionally grounded, emotionally aware, and emotionally healthy? Because emotionally healthy people naturally create stronger relationships, not just romantic relationships, friendships too, family relationships too, even professional relationships, because people are always responding to emotional experiences, and the people who understand emotional psychology quietly stand out everywhere. Now, before this video ends, remember this. Attraction is not about controlling someone. Real connection is about understanding human emotions, understanding comfort, understanding trust, understanding emotional timing. And once you understand those things, your entire presence changes. You stop chasing reactions. You stop forcing conversations. You stop needing constant approval. And ironically, that's often when people start feeling naturally drawn toward you. Because calmness is attractive, emotional intelligence is attractive, authenticity is attractive, and people never forget how you made them feel. If you enjoyed this video and learned something valuable today, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more psychology-based content, emotional intelligence lessons, and real-world social wisdom. And after this video, don't forget to check out the next one on the screen because it might completely change the way you understand human behavior.